Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Um, this time we're going to be looking at really good VOD for my stream, but um, basically what happened was this guy Octavian was doing some duo battles where he would bet 100 mil against the another player for who got MVP in a duo, and then most of the duo they would just do normally. Anyways, I agreed to compete against him because he had just won like back-to-back duo battles against Laufey and then RGT, and so he made 200 mil. But he wanted odds against me, so if he won, he was gonna get 100 mil, and if I won, I'd only get 50 mil from him. But we agreed to it. And this maiden, I said though that we have to scythe the crabs because normally in duos, the major will freeze the crabs, but that usually just gives MVP to the ranger. We did in fact scythe the crabs, as you can see here. But anyways, without further ado, I'm going to start commentating this duo battle. You can see right there, he didn't scythe the 3s and 4s. Anyhow. Alright, so we have Horse Lord here. He is scything the boss, stepping back to try and get Octavian to tank. Let's see. The blood gets thrown out. Okay. Octavian dodging the blood. Horse Lord stepping back. Now on the west side, Horse Lord with a T-bow. That is not tech. Now Horse Lord is in the back of the room. He really wants Octavian to tank. But honestly, fair props to Horse Lord because Octavian is venged. So Horse Lord is just trying to get the most damage of the team. Now Octavian does tank that venge. And Horse Lord back on the boss after the crabs go in. As you can see, surprisingly, the crabs did not, like, they did obviously heal the boss, but the boss is straight under 50% again. It's not like the boss hung out above 50%. Here, Horse Lord, again, trying to get Octavian to tank, just because Octavian is venged. Unfortunately, the venge does not proc because as the maiden phases below 30%, her ID changes, and it does not allow you to venge. Now, Octavian is still venged. Horse Lord just trying to get Maiden to pop that venge. Okay, now Maiden does pop that venge. Looks like Horse Lord is gonna tank now. What a gentleman. Okay, Horse Lord with the venge. Now he tanks. Now we're just gonna see. Okay, looks like Horse Lord is gonna start tanking for the rest of the kill. Oh, and Octavian cannot avoid the blood spawns. Let's see if Horse Lord can solo this. Horse Lord is trying his best. Now he's got 9 prayer points. No prayer pots in the inventory. Let's see how he's going to manage this. He does have 2 Phoenix necklaces. What's he going to do with those Phoenix necklaces? Looks like, oh, he deletes the projectile queued at him with the P-neck. Porkazard would want me to say that he deletes the projectiles queued or whatever. Or no, he deletes the damage queue with the P-neck and is able to clear that maiden. It looks like a W in maiden for Horse Lord. Octavian now down 1 room. Let's see if he can come back here. Looks like they are going to move on to bloat here. Octavian taking quite the time to pick up his pots, but that's totally allowed. Like, obviously, Horse Lord can enter the instance here and start it, but he's gonna have to wait anyways for the boss to go down. It's not really like Horse Lord's going to do that much damage while the boss is walking around. Horse Lord does have 5 P-necks here. Let's see what he's going to do with those P-necks. If I had to guess, Octavian does not have any P-necks. Octavian in the full void, ready to get those extra T-bow shots off. Oh, he flies his Horse Lord. I'm not sure if that's intentional or unintentional. Looks like Horse Lord dropping a bunch of pots here. What's he going to do with those inventory spaces? Horse Lord does not go for the second T-bow. Instead, it looks like he does go for the 3rd T-bow. Quite interesting. Horse Lord definitely missing a T-bow there. Let's see if Horse Lord is going to be able to scythe the boss. Okay, he just waits for it to go down. Octavian in absolute Narnia. Where was Octavian? Looks like Horse Lord thinking about picking up the pots again, and then doesn't pick up the pots. I think Horse Lord is trying to uncharge that Ring of Shadows, and or thinking about uncharging the Ring of Shadows, and looks like Horse Lord just automatically ticking the first fly in case he had been stomped in 80 and he hadn't gotten his neck on. Horsehard not running around, avoiding getting handed there. He's going to do what looks like another windmill possibly. Yeah, dodges the hand. Octavian taking a fly. Flying Horselord though, so looks like Horselord picking up the pots again. Octavian looks like he's going for the scythe as it goes down. Octavian gets the extra scythe as it goes down. Okay, now Horselord with the claws and the scratch. Oh no, Horselord is way behind in DPS here. Let's see what he can do to try and scrape it back. He challies, puts the Panic on and tick eats. Looks like Octavian might tie it up here and have it even going into Nilo. Except you gotta remember, Octavian did die in Maiden, so not only did he lose MVP, but also down one death. So he has to hope that Horselord that he MVPs 2 more rooms than Horselord, or that he Horselord dies somewhere. Looks like it's still up. Octavian getting flied once, doesn't die. Horselord going in really early. Horselord might have died there if it had not gone down there. Looks like Octavian is going to take the MVP here. And the room is almost over. Oh, DeBloater is an absolute tank. Horselord hitting absolute nothing. It was like a 114. Hopefully, Horselord checks his game chat here to see the damage percentage. But I'm pretty sure that was clearly in Octavian's favor since Horselord did that claw scratch. Yeah, Horselord with the 48%. It was the claw scratch difference, and Octavian takes the W at bloat. Looks like Horselord's going to buy a prayer pot and some sharks, or 2 prayer pots. And I think they have agreed to trade around the heart and the range part and the stam. Looks like Horselord just organizing his inventory a little bit. Completely ready for the Spebo Swap Freeze Nilo. Let's see what happens here. He's just practicing his switches. Unfortunately, Horselord forgot to charge his Sang before going into the raid. That is such a tragedy. But luckily, the Ring of Shadows actually has blood runes in it, so all he's going to do is uncharge his Ring of Shadows, put 100 charges into the Sang, and he should be good to go. Doesn't have many runes. He opts to put, yes, exactly, 100 charges into the Sang. Now he can equip the Sang. Octavian asking for Law runes. That is his prerogative. And yeah, Horselord gives the Law runes for the range and the stam. I think Octavian also wants the Saturated Heart, which Horselord is going to hand over as well. Looks like, yeah, Horse is potting with the range and stam. Then he takes back the heart so that he also gets the heart. And then hopefully he will pick up some more sharks here because he needs all the food he can get for this Nilo. This Nilo is going to be quite the rough Nilo, guys. Quite the rough Nilo. And then looks like Horselord is still on Lunars. Let's see if he's going to pre-swap to Ancients. Yes, he does pre-swap to Ancients just on the same tick as Octavian swaps to Arceus for the Thrall damage. Let's see. And they start the room. All right, let's see. Now, this is the gamer room. Horselord dropping a shark so that he has extra inventory space so that he can equip his Scythe and his Blowpipe. Now, Horselord sanging the mages. Flicks to Piety. Now, puts on the Swiftblade. Looks like Octavian did get his melee aggro south and most of his rangers. Horselord missing some switches as he's maging. That is got to be bad. Right-clicking to click the Hagios. Octavian is going to claw his melee big. He does claw his melee big. Horselord swifting the smalls into the mage big. Only the 2-way into the mage. He's really got to work on those clicks. And looks like Octavian blowpiping the rangers. Horselord coming back to swift the smalls. Looks like he could try to barrage those mages here, but the mage wave is about to spawn, so instead he opts to wait for the mage wave to spawn, and he understands that the small mages there, the 9 and 10, are high tick, so he doesn't really want to get those. He did go for the Sang there, but instead Sang's the east, and then gets his Scythe. Octavian also getting his Scythe. Looks like they're stalling a little bit here, but not too much. Horselord now back on the Swifties. Is he going to Sang? Yeah, he does. Looks like he does get the 3-tick Sang off. Missed the shield there. Missed the Torva top, but it does not matter because looks like Horselord with the Blowpipe into the Swift. Looks like a 3-tick Blowpipe, but it didn't really matter because the melee was out of attack range. Looks like a lot of rangers here to clean up. Horselord maging the wave 17 mage there, are split. And now he's ready to get his pre-fire big. He does get his pre-fire big, and then he also gets the 17 1-tick before it phases to the melee. Unfortunately, Noodles on the 17 does not pre-fire the 20 south. Instead, opts to T-bow it. That is some gamer text. Is Horse Lord going to get his barrage west? He mouses over, and he does get the barrage west. Does not, unfortunately, kill either one. One takes the Sang on the 18 after the spell swap stall. Now he swifts south into the scythe south, taking a 20 from the big. Octavian scything the aggro. That is some tech. Octavian did not get his T-bow south pre-fire. Now Horselord is barraging the pillars, I think Horselord understands that this Nilo may be a little rough, so he needs to freeze all the crabs on the pillars to preserve the HP as much as possible. Looks like Octavian scything the aggros. He does not want to take any extra damage from the aggros than he has to. Horselord also scything the aggros, and now he almost misclicks Mage Big and almost half bashes. That was very monk because Octavian finally gets his range big. Looks like Horselord does have a lot of barrages here. Is he gonna barrage? He does barrage. And let's see if he sangs here. No, not sanging. Horselord really needs to kill that big south. Maybe he's waiting for the big east to. Yeah, he waits for the big mage to spawn. Now he needs to scythe the south. Is he gonna kill the 30s before they switch to mage? He's gonna switch to a swift blade. No, he's just gonna scythe the pillar. Okay, he does kill the other 30 before switches to mage. Now he's gonna mage the 32 grab and then scythe the 30 splits. Is he gonna barrage the mages? No, he's not gonna barrage. Looks like he's gonna scythe. That he's nulled now on that 31. I think Horselord understands that Octavian's not gonna kill any crabs, unfortunately, so they're just gonna have to wait for that 31 to expire. But it doesn't take too long to expire. Nice little 31-second cleanup. Now Horselord is stuck on Ancients, unfortunately. So that means that he's going to not be able to summon his Thrall the way Octavian did. But Horselord has been able to avenge himself. I'm not sure. Maybe Octavian actually avenged him. And I think Horselord is going to try to wait until it's a mage phase and get the barrage off. He does get the barrage off. Now, all he's going to do is switch to Arceus and cast a Thrall for some extra DPS. He does switch to Arceus here. Now, which Thrall is he going to cast? He's going to cast the melee because it's ranged, so that means it has a higher odds to go melee right away, and it does go melee right away. Horselord opting not to claw spec or anything. He goes for the 3 blowpipe bow. Looks like Octavian doing 2 bows over there. Now it goes mage phase. Horselord with the 56 venge. That is huge. Now it goes range. Octavian does not get the void switches on for the first range attack, not pre-switching range. Now it goes mage. Octavian in melee. That is right to pre-switch melee, but unfortunately going mage is really bad. Now it goes to melee. Octavian did pre-switch melee. Unfortunately, it's kind of the wrong thing to do when you have void. You should be pre-switching range. Looks like Horselord pre-switching immediately into the challenge off the mage phase. Has a lot of spec left. Is he going to claw here? Is he going to claw? He does claw. Octavian is dead. Octavian is dead. That makes him almost out of the running unless Horselord absolutely trolls any of the rest of the rooms. But let's see what's going to happen. Looks like Horselord is going to easily solo this Niloking in the bag, and Niloking should be dead shortly. 29 HP. Yeah, he is venging, killing it. He is gaming, and now he is ready for Soda's Egg. And let's see how Soda's Egg goes. Horselord refilling his pouch. He realizes now that his Sang has some blood runes in there, so he's going to uncharge blood runes so that he can refill the ring more. Doesn't have to drop as many deaths and laws. Opts to drop the deaths. That's quite the wrong play. He actually should have dropped the souls there because he's going to want deaths and laws out and then just bloods for this next room. You can see now he's a little perplexed and has to drop his super combat. Doesn't have the death runes for Venge. Masses over. Now he finally drops the soul runes. He has to drop the soul runes again, actually, and pick up the blood runes and pick up the death runes. He realizes now that he could drop the super combat for that shark. Luckily, Octavian is a gentleman waiting for him to be ready for the room. Like Horselord kind of waited for him after Maiden into blow. Unfortunately, not venging, so he opts to Shadow Veil back to the Lunars. Now he should be almost ready for the boss, but he hasn't even moved his hammer and defender into the right spot. Is he going to be able to click the hammer and defender when it's in an absolute terrible spot? Opts for the prey melee with the Venge on just because he wants to safe and not die. Casts the Thrall. Octavian with the tick late hammer switches to the Bellator because it's better DPS. Now with the off prey Venge of the melee attack. He does not properly keep his melee prayer on there. Moving his rings around now, he now realizes that he forgot a light bearer, which is going to make P1 a little bit slower, but it shouldn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Octavian will get an extra spec on P1, so he should be able to MVP P1. We'll see how Sodazeg rolls out. They're doing absolute dog shit damage right now because of the no specs. Horselord has 3 seconds on his Venge timer. Is he gonna Venge? Is he gonna Venge? Is he gonna Venge? Oh, Octavian venges him. What a gentleman. Now Horselord has a Venge. If Octavian tanks a Venge, then he should be venging Octavian. Now let's see who gets picked. Is Octavian gonna pick? Oh, Octavian is picked. Is he gonna run the maze perfectly? Is he gonna mess up? Is he gonna wait a tick? Oh, he waits a tick on the 3rd row. How nice of him. Now he's running, and it doesn't look like he's dropping any ticks. Horselord with the off on 3, but misclicks where his hammer is able to get it back in time so that he specs as the boss wakes up. Does not lose any ticks on that spec. Luckily, they both hit their hammers now. Horselord is able to camp the altar. Assume Octavian is also camping the altar. Now they're going to DD for the ball. Let's see. Are they going to take melees? No, they don't take any melees. Horselord flinching. Octavian did stand in melee distance while he tanked the ball. So orbs did not get thrown out. Looks like they are both standing melee distance now. Praying melee. Now, is he gonna flick to the ball as the mage is gonna? Is he gonna? Oh, he does flick the ball. Okay, now keep melee. Now who's gonna choose? It's gonna choose Horselord. All right, now Horselord's gonna guide. He waits a tick there, and now looks like he is perfectly running the maze, but that was some pretty bad gameplay. Waiting a few ticks there. He should have just insta-sent it. Now switches to the Bellator for this phase. Realizes he doesn't have a light bearer. He could claw here, but I think as a gentleman, Horselord should hammer, even though it's going to be like 15%, just because Octavian probably had to hammer and probably use the light bearer, so he got the hammer first. Yeah, Octavian coming out with the hammer here because he light beared for a little bit. The hammer is about to regen for Horselord. He has one more scythe. Is he going to hammer right after this? Is he going to hammer? He hammers with the altar, and he hits. So now he's able to scythe with the altar. Misclicks the Bellator, and I think drops the tick scything there. It looks like Horselord trying to take some benches now that the boss is low HP. And there's a lot less risk of dying because the room is about to end. 2 mage balls coming at Horselord. What's he going to do? He's going to double bench. Oh, and the boss is dead. Okay, now is he going to field goal? Is he going to field goal? And yeah, field goal! It's a field goal! Woo! Okay. Looks like Horselord's still struggling with his Ring of Shadows. Not quite the tech for doing a fast overall time raid or a money raid, as some people call it. But unfortunately, for Octavian, this is not a money raid. This is a duo battle, and Horselord can take as long as he likes. Looks like we're not going to get to see the boss percentage. If I had to guess, Octavian should have taken that just because Horselord kind of fucked up by not taking the light bear. Kind of schemaz Octavian. So we're going to award, the sort of honorary point to Octavian here for the Sodazeg because he had the proper gear. Let's see. Horselord is really debating about what to buy with this last point. I think he's thinking about should he get a 3rd shark or a stamina in case Octavian doesn't give him a stamina. What's he going to do with the last point? And he goes for the shark. Okay. Really trusting Octavian to drop him that stamina. Let's see. Are they going to enter Zarpus? What are they doing? What is Horselord just doing out here? And it looks like Horselord is now going to drop a bit of his supplies so that he can uncharge the Ring of Shadows and cast Thrall after the Exhumes phase. Now let's see the Exhumes. Octavian does start the room. Horselord going off to the east side. And Octavian to the west. Looks like Octavian got that Exhume. Horselord waiting for Exhumes to spawn. And insta reacts to this far west, southwest one spawning. Unfortunately, that spawned in the southwest corner since Octavian was in the northwest corner and Horselord was in the southeast corner. Now Horselord 1 tick reacts to the west spawn. Okay, now See, will Octavian one tick react? Octavian does one tick react. Kind of hard to see with the camera there, but now let's see. Horse Lord does also one tick react on the west. Okay, let's see. And the next Exum is coming up. Oh, Horse Lord moves too early and leaks an Exum. That is a -1 point for Horse Lord. Okay, Octavian now coming over to the south. Horse Lord got there first animation wise. I really think Octavian should leave. Looks like both of them are now sitting on the Exums. This is the last Exum, so that's perfectly fine. Now Octavian spell swap, Horse Lord spell swap. They both thrall now. Now they're gonna go for the hammer. Looks like Octavian hammers, and I think Octavian bops here. Octavian is a little lost. Horse Lord is also confused because he looks over and sees that Octavian has 50% spec. And I think Horse Lord gets a little lost on which tick he's on and does Staff Bash for nothing there. Octavian, I think, now Horse Lord, I think, is on the wrong tick cycle. Now Horse Lord just opts to T-bow, hoping that Octavian will fix his attack cycle. Looks like Octavian may have fixed his attack cycle. Hopefully Horse Lord figures out how to get back into rhythm with Octavian. Octavian just running back and forth now. Hopefully that was on the right tick. It was not on the right tick. Horse Lord absolutely ragging the fuck of the side. All right, now Horse Lord finally on the right tick again. Octavian over there kind of got fucked by Horse Lord. Now let's see what he's gonna 5-tick here. He's gonna be able to run over and find some empty tiles. Okay, Octavian is able to run over here. So now they're DD'd. Octavian using that tile one too many times. He has the redemption on. Looks like they're both gonna 5-tick different tiles. So now they need to come over. And Octavian drops a tick between the 5-tick and the start of the next cycle. Horse Lord going for the thrall again. Octavian is 5-ticking there, kind of on a weird cycle. Horse Lord going for the tank the Exum strategy. Looks like Octavian is they basically just both freestyling at this point. Horse Lord not trying to fuck up Octavian too much because he fucked up earlier, so it's going to give Octavian the room and starts bowing. Let's see. Are they going to proc? Horse Lord hits a max 58 T-bow on high defense. That is cracked. And let's see. Octavian now redemption scything. Now Octavian with the T-bow. Let's see if it's going to phase here. Horse Lord looking for somewhere to scythe. Sees a melee spot, but doesn't want to waste it. Well, it hasn't screeched yet, so he's going to wait for it to screech and then go in a melee there. Let's see. How's Octavian doing over there? I can't really see Octavian. It looks like he is in full void. Hopefully it screeches soon. Horse Lord hits a T-bow there. That should be enough to screech it. Walks into the melee spot. Now Octavian in the back of the room just T-bowing. Unfortunately, looks like it was still looking at that side, and Octavian did not see it screech. So Octavian goes down, and Horse Lord is able to take the dub on Zarpus. We are going to fast forward through Zarpus because this is quite some boring content. Horse Lord is going to play it really safe and just scythe at 20%. Let's see. Let's see. We get through the Zarpus and on to Verzik. Again, now Octavian is down 3 deaths, so pretty much Horse Lord just has to complete the raid and he should guarantee the MVP and be up 50 mil. But we're going to see what happens. Horse Lord uncharging the ring. I think he does give Octavian some laws and soul runes, as that usually is the common courtesy in duos to give your ranger some runes so that they're able to spell swap and death charge. Looks like the Horse Lord wants the staff or something. He does drop the staff here. Oh no, he's asking Octavian if he wants soul runes now because he saw that Octavian did not have enough inventory spots to take the soul runes earlier. Now looks like Horse Lord is just trying to give the soul runes. Octavian not saying much. I don't think Octavian wants the soul runes. Yeah, it just says GL. Now Horse Lord is potting up, ready for the boss. Now he's about to start. He's going to spell swap and cast some thrall before he starts P1. Now he's going to do 1 spec here and then drop it to Octavian. Again, Horse Lord does not have the Light Bearer, so he's going to be stuck just doing 3 specs before the boss dies, and Octavian will get that 4th spec. Octavian goes for the double spec right at the start of the boss, so that Horse Lord can now camp it with 112 mage and max hit of 21 with the Dawn autos. Horse Lord camping the 3-4 Dawn autos, and Octavian camping the Sang into 2 sites every single phase. Octavian not wanting to tank any autos so that he doesn't die again and lose even more respect in the top community. Now, Horse Lord does do the spec. Now that he has got his spec off, he should drop it for Octavian. Horse Lord with the Swift Blade fix into the scythe. Now, assuming that Octavian is going to spec, Horse Lord just runs in and scythe, hoping that he drops the staff. Octavian does drop the staff. Horse Lord does not get the shield or the top on for the first Dawnbringer, but does indeed, after the scythe, get the Dawnbringer off so that he's able to get another Dawnbringer before he has to flinch behind the pillar, starting the 3-4 cycle again. Now, Horse Lord is thinking about moving over to the other pillar, does not move over to the other pillar. Octavian does move over to the pillar. Now both pillars will take damage. The first pillar will drop. Now Horse Lord seeing that Octavian does the Swift Blade again. Now Octavian should have spec here. And Octavian drops it back for Horse Lord. Now Horse Lord is able to get the full switch off before dawning and goes straight back into the 3-4 cycle. Now it looks like Horse Lord is going to thrall again because his thrall ran out since it was such a long P1. Now the P1 should be over here pretty soon. Octavian has dropped the stamina very kindly. And yeah, it looks like P1 is over. So now into P2. Is Horse Lord going to put on that Bellator for P2? It's in the bottom of his inventory, but does he even see it? He switches to Arceus for, is he going to Death Charge or Star? He's still using the Ultor. He should be switching to Bellator for this P2. Horse Lord does opt to Death Charge, trying to snag the Death Charge on the purple there. Does not get it. Unfortunately, his Blow Pipe does not kill the purple, so he does not get the Death Charge. And let's see, Horse Lord stepping back, does the nice little walk, Spabble Swap there, and picks up a brew on the way. Still swinging with the Ultor. Look over at Octavian. He has his range spray on. Really does not want to die or take any chances here. Even though if he died, then he wouldn't have to pay out the 100 mil here because it would be a wipe. Unfortunately, Horse Lord does not have purple sweets to solo the rest of this boss. If Octavian were to die before P3, let's see if Horse Lord's going to Death Charge again here. Death Charge is about to expire. Does Horse Lord Blow Pipe? He Blow Pipes. He does cast the Death Charge. Did he cast in time? He does get the 15% spec energy from that Death Charge. Now Octavian did pop his crab pretty well. Now Horse Lord his thrall is about to expire. Let's see if he's going to be able to resummon his thrall. Now he does do the walk back into the spellbook swap and resummons the thrall on the way back in. What a gamer. Okay, now it is 47%. Horse Lord now probably looking at his run energy. He sees it as 46. Probably doesn't want to get that too low because you never know when you might need some run energy. But he's still running back and forth. He really should be safe. Did not use the Bellator for P2 at all. Is he going to notice on the reds? Is he going to notice that he still has his Ultor equipped? Now he notices his Ultor. You can see from the mouse movement. And he, in all likelihood, will now equip the Bellator when he goes back to the boss. Yes, he puts on the Bellator there. Moves the Ultor up in the inventory so it's easier to see when he's wearing it. I think he needs to do a claw spec here to tick fix. Instead of the claw spec, he opts for the 6-tick scythe on Octavian's crab because he took too long running over. Now, luckily, the yellow click does not punish him because the boss actually was about to phase. Cast a Death Charge. Now, Chance is getting bounced there. That was very long because now scythes the crab again on the first attack cycle of the 4-tick cycle. Now waits for the brag cycle to scythe the crab, dropping no ticks at all. What an absolute gamer. Now switches back to the Bellator to get his boss. Horse Lord has 100% spec here. Is he going to use the spec to skip? It looks like he is going for 2 scythes on the crab, so he's not going for the skip. But he may actually opt to double claw anyways, even though he's on the wrong tick. Octavian taking a 41 advantage. Oh no. The boss is 11% here, so they will not be able to get the skip here. Horse Lord scything his crab so that does not heal the boss. And looks like Horse Lord does not have a thrall up, which is not ideal. Looks like they cannot get the skip here either since Horse Lord already dumped both his claw specs. Pretty low odds to get 13% without any claw specs. Octavian dumping his claw specs. But he only dumps one claw spec, saving one for P3, I think. And let's see. Octavian he just keeps scything it. The boss heals quite a bit from the crabs. I think they are going to go for the skip here on 5.9%. Horseward with the scythe on the right tick. Octavian dropping 2 ticks there. And it looks like Horselord is going to be able to get the maybe get the killing blow. No, yeah, Horselord does get the killing blow into P3, so he gets an extra scythe there. Back to the altar for P3, and Horselord now has to juggle his food a little bit. He has a brew on the ground. Now he picks up the brew, 2 sharks on the ground. Now Horselord gets tanked. It should be a secured 50 mil profit for Horselord because he is pretty good at tanking. And now there is no chance that Octavian trolls the tank. Just hope that Octavian doesn't just plank here to the crab for no reason, because you never know. It might get a little dicey soloing, even though you have 3 brews. Looks like Horselord just opts to eat the shark there, play it safe. Keeps stepping under once every 7 ticks. Chances the melee there. Steps under on the wrong tick, but does not get punished. Looks like Horselord needs to venge here. It is going to phase to the webs. Horselord does not venge. Okay, he venges here. Horselord's Thrall has now run out. It looks like Octavian's Horselord's Thrall is actually still attacking. I'm not sure the plugin might have been wrong there. And Octavian still has... Okay, now the Thrall gets out, gets deleted. And Octavian still has his Thrall up. It's going to be a few ticks until, yeah, he drops the stam. Now, Horselord still has not resummoned his Thrall. He's going to resummon it here on the 2 sites cycle relative to Versix's 7-tick attack cycle. And Horselord with the Chally as the yellows phase. Octavian just gets the normal scythe off. Probably did not have spec for the Chally there. Horselord going to pick up a super combat. Little bit risky since the yellow is so far away, but he makes it tick perfect. Horselord safing up to 115 with the step back. Now getting back to 118 stats. Looks to venge, but does not have enough mage level. Now he does have enough mage level. Horselord into the Pog tank. What a perfect start into the Pog tank. Horselord now tanking a 14 into a 14. Horselord is now below the threshold for the green ball, but eats up and runs away so as not to bounce to Octavian. That is pretty safe because you don't want to bounce it in duos. And looks like Horselord is going to take the W here. Little Monka's chance to melee before webs, but yeah, it takes the W and plus 150 mil to Horselord. Let's just fast forward here to the board. Of course, Octavian did die 3 times, so it's just clear. Yeah, Goofy Kitten with the MVP. Okay, Goofy Kitten takes the dub. But now we're gonna move on to fast forward a little bit here, and at the end of the raid, looks like Goofy Kitten does get traded that 50 mil by Octavian. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Please like, comment, subscribe, all the good, gooey, gushy stuff. All right, peace.